When it comes to the spotlight, Meghan Markle doesn't just chase it, she lives and breathes it. Fame isn't just something she enjoys, it's like her lifeline. It flows through her every gesture, every headline, every calculated move. And today, we're diving into the 10 undeniable clues that show Meghan isn't just famous, she's completely hooked on it. Just wait till we get to number 8, because that one will leave you speechless. See, whenever Meghan senses her name fading from the headlines, she somehow manages to stir up something new, something guaranteed to drag the cameras right back to her. It doesn't matter whether people are praising her or tearing her apart, as long as her name's buzzing, she's satisfied. Take Paris Fashion Week, for instance. While most were there to honor style and creativity, Meghan seemed to have a different plan. Rather than blending in like the other celebrities, she made headlines for filming herself while passing over the very location where Princess Diana tragically lost her life in Paris. It wasn't just a casual moment, it felt like another perfectly timed move to make sure the world was watching her.
Meghan went to the Paris Fashion Week and then videoed herself driving around Paris. So of course everyone said, oh, she's following the route that Diana took. Well, she probably may have been or she may not have been, but how incredibly stupid to be so insensitive and post an Instagram of, the Seine at night or whatever.
She managed to turn what should have been a quiet, respectful moment into a stage for her own spotlight. What was meant to be somber suddenly became all about her, a full-blown display of attention-seeking flair. Just like that, the focus shifted from the fashion runways to Meghan Markle's latest performance, and she didn't even flinch. For her, it's never about good or bad press. It's about being talked about. As long as her name is trending, she's winning. That's her golden rule, fame above everything else. Now, let's move on to Meghan's so-called passion for children's advocacy. On the surface, she talks about protecting and uplifting kids, and at first, you might think, wow, she must be such a devoted, caring mother. But then, just when you start to believe it, that other side of Meghan steps forward, the one that reminds everyone that with her, there's always more than meets the eye.
About this award is that it's for their efforts in protecting children online. And here's just a fun backstory. Meghan went to the Balenciaga show in Paris,
that was interesting,
where they had to apologize recently for inappropriate ads involving children holding teddy bears with bondage costumes on. So predatory behavior from Balenciaga. There's Meghan Markle elbowing her way.
Don't you miss that feeling? Getting lost in a story that feels like it was written just for you. If your heart needs a little magic, click on the link in I-button or in the description or pinned comment. It's waiting at infowebster.com. Go feel something again.
She often presents herself as a fierce defender of children's rights, but her actions don't always match her words. Take, for instance, her connection to certain brands and events that have faced major backlash involving children. Remember Emma Grandy's podcast? Meghan proudly talked about rejecting fashion deals that didn't fit her values. Yet, somehow, she's perfectly comfortable being linked to Balenciaga, the same brand that sparked global outrage over its disturbing campaign featuring children. So, does that mean her morals suddenly align with theirs? But that's not where the contradictions end. After years of preaching about privacy and doing everything possible to shield her kids from public attention, Meghan suddenly began, accidentally, sharing clear videos of Archie and Lilibet online. Yes, the very same woman who once hid their faces in every picture now seems to forget all about privacy, whenever a little extra attention happens to be on the line.
To sell stuff yet again. This is as ever. I think that if she's trying to sell candles for $64 or 50 quid, if you like, and wine for $89, which is about 65 cents.
Experts wasted no time pointing out the obvious. Those so-called accidents looked a little too deliberate, almost like calculated clickbait. It's as if she's turning her own children into part of her publicity playbook, all while preaching about keeping them safe from the spotlight. The irony couldn't be louder. Meghan's hunger for attention runs so deep that she's even started collecting awards, not from renowned institutions, but from tiny, unheard-of organizations that seem to exist just to hand her another trophy.
I feel that people don't see her as that humanitarian. We certainly don't in this country, or most of us don't.
Insiders quietly suggest that some of these so-called honors might not be as authentic as they seem, hinting that Meghan could be buying her way into them just for the photo ops and the guaranteed headlines. It's almost like she's in a personal competition titled, "How many fake awards can I win this year?" For someone who constantly talks about wanting a peaceful, private life, she sure seems to appear everywhere, posing, grinning, and proudly holding trophies most people didn't even know existed. It makes you wonder, is this true recognition or just another clever way to keep the spotlight from dimming? And then there's the Invictus Games, a heartfelt project built from Prince Harry's own passion, his pride, and his legacy. But the moment Meghan stepped into the picture, the tone shifted. What was once about honoring wounded veterans and resilience turned into something else entirely, the Meghan Show. Instead of stepping back to let the focus remain on the heroes, she took center stage, collecting humanitarian attention she once said she didn't even want.
Humanitarian awards that nobody really understands what they're for, and just try and lead the life that they said they wanted to, which was more of a private life. And then when they do come out and do things, it's going to have much more impact. But I mean, I'm sure that there's no way they won't.
Her face was suddenly everywhere, plastered across magazines, social feeds, and headlines. Meanwhile, Harry, the man who actually founded the Invictus Games, seemed to fade quietly into the background. Meghan took the spotlight as if it were made just for her. And honestly, for the person who poured his heart into creating that event, it felt unfair. But Meghan has mastered the art of stepping into someone else's moment and making it entirely her own. Years after that storybook royal wedding, Meghan reappeared on Oprah's legendary couch to share her truth. But according to critics, her version of events was packed with dramatic twists, questionable claims, and contradictions galore, the kind of stuff that could fill an entire Netflix miniseries. She painted the royal family as toxic and insisted she wanted no part of them ever again. Yet, despite all that, she continues to hold tight to the royal titles and privileges she once claimed to despise. Every time Meghan launches something new, a project, a podcast, or a show, one word always takes center stage: Duchess. It's printed, spoken, and emphasized like a personal brand logo. Even during her short-lived Netflix cooking show, she couldn't resist making it clear who she believes she is. When Mindy Kaling casually referred to her by name during their chat, Meghan didn't hesitate to interrupt and correct her, insisting on being addressed as the Duchess of Sussex.
Fish is like swimming perfectly, powerful, it's on the right current. And then one day this little organism comes in, this foreign organism, and the entire thing goes, what is that? What is it doing here? It doesn't look like us, it doesn't move like...
And get this, reports suggest Meghan even wanted her Royal Highness title restored and expected people to curtsy to her as if she were still an active royal. That's not confidence, that's pure diva energy. But if that's what it takes to feel relevant again, Meghan seems more than willing to play the part. When it comes to friendship, though, there's a pattern. It only seems to thrive under one condition: the cameras have to be rolling. She loves being seen beside powerhouse names like Oprah or Beyoncé, flashing smiles for the perfect shot. But once the lights go down and the red carpet is rolled up, those glittering friendships tend to fade just as quickly as the photo ops.
In the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny too that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now.
Remember that viral moment when Beyoncé said, "I was selected to break generational curses that need to be healed"? It was the kind of clip that felt straight out of a Saturday Night Live skit. But no, it was completely real. Meghan absolutely thrives on moments like that, proudly showcasing her circle of celebrity friends. Her social world seems handpicked to sparkle. Only the most famous, the wealthiest, the most headline-worthy make the cut. For her, it's all about the optics. The glitzier, the better. And when all that glamour isn't enough to keep her name in the spotlight, she falls back on her most familiar storyline, playing the victim. She's accused people of racism, emotional cruelty, and unfair treatment, often turning private grievances into public drama. Even little Archie became part of the narrative when Meghan claimed he was denied a royal title because of his skin color.
Fiance just texted. Really meant. Just checking in.
Just checking in, just casual.
I still can't believe she knows who I am.
Gonna call her.
No, it's okay. She said she wants me to feel safe and protected. She admires and respects my bravery and vulnerability and thinks I was selected to break generational curses that need to be healed.
It's become her go-to formula: stir up drama, earn sympathy, and keep the spotlight fixed right where she wants it. But let's be honest, at this point, people are starting to see through the act. The pattern's too familiar, too polished to feel genuine anymore. Then there are those so-called stalker incidents. From the 2025 close call in London to the 2023 arrest near her Montecito home, the stories always seem dramatic enough to grab global attention. But according to whispers behind the scenes, not everything may be as it seems. Many insiders suspect these incidents were blown out of proportion, perhaps even exaggerated, just to generate headlines and stir up a little extra public sympathy.
Are emerging about the paparazzi pursuit of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry in New York City. A photographer on the scene tells People that it is sensational to describe the pursuit as near catastrophic. They explain that nobody got a ticket or got arrested, so they don't understand how it is near catastrophic other than it being crazy hyperbole. A second source adds that at any point, Meghan and Harry could have gone to a police station or pulled into a garage.
Because let's be honest, real security threats aren't announced with dramatic press releases and perfectly timed paparazzi shots. They're handled quietly, behind closed doors. But with Meghan, everything seems choreographed for maximum exposure. Even her so-called spontaneous strolls through the market or unplanned charity visits somehow end up looking like magazine spreads. The angles, the lighting, the poses, too flawless to be coincidence. Critics have long argued these are carefully staged PR stunts, dressed up to look natural. And yet, she still complains about the invasion of her privacy. The irony couldn't be louder. If there's one thing Meghan has truly mastered, it's stealing the spotlight, especially from the royal family. Whenever something major happens within the palace, like Kate's royal tour or King Charles delivering an important speech, suddenly, bam, Meghan appears with a conveniently timed exclusive. Whether it's a foundation launch, a teaser for a new project, or a personal update, it always seems to land at the exact moment the royals are shining. When Kate made her first public appearance after her health treatment, the world was cheering her return. But on that very same day, Meghan dropped a teaser for her Netflix show. That project later flopped, and honestly, it felt like karma quietly taking a bow. Even palace insiders have reportedly grown tired of the pattern, saying Meghan's constant need to hijack attention has become utterly exhausting. And here's where the contradiction reaches its peak. Whenever positive press comes out about her new deals, glowing reviews, exciting ventures, it often turns out those stories were leaked directly from her own team. But the moment the narrative shifts, when the coverage isn't so flattering, suddenly Meghan is the victim again, accusing the press of invasion, manipulation, or cruelty. It's a never-ending loop. She feeds the tabloids when it benefits her, then lashes out at them when it doesn't. She craves the spotlight but can't stand the glare. Yet no matter how much she complains, she can't walk away from it because fame isn't just something she has. It's what she lives for. So, which of these signs made you nod and think, yep, that's Meghan, all right? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because if there's one thing you can count on, it's that there's always more royalty brewing soon.